Hello, Crafty Friends. This is Jen, and thank you for joining me today. Today we have something special for you. I'm going to show how I made some of the characters in this Alice in Wonderland themed pop-up card. So we're going to make the Cheshire Cat, the Mad Hatter, and one of the card guards. So let's start with the Cheshire Cat. For this you will need Karen Burniston's Cat and Dog die set. And we're just going to cut the cat out from smooth white cardstock. You're going to start by drawing on the nose, and then we're going to make the area around the mouth. We'll draw on the eyes and the inside of the ears, and then his wide Cheshire Cat smile. And really, you could do any sort of Cheshire Cat face you wanted. I went online and looked up different pictures and then found one that I liked and went with that. And these characters are based on Disney's Alice in Wonderland cartoon. So they're not based off of the most recent Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland. Now I'm just drawing on the stripes onto the cat. And again, it's up to you where you put them. I wanted it to look pretty close to the picture that I had looked up. And this is a great way to do different things with your dies that you get. Kind of extend those options out more. So as you can see, we're just kind of following along. It's going to look different than the one on my card. So we're using RV66 Raspberry and RV55 Hollyhock, and I'm just using the raspberry as the shadow. And this just adds some dimension to the stripes on the Cheshire Cat. And then we're going to go in with the Hollyhock color after I get all of the shadow areas on. For areas like the belly of the cat, I didn't make it shadowed. I just used that straight raspberry color. And now we're going to color in the tail, and I just realized that I missed a stripe. So we're going to add that extra stripe in there. And then we're going to blend it all together with the Hollyhock color. And if you don't have these colors, you could go with a more purple color. He's kind of like a purpley pink mixed with a dark purple color. He's definitely one of my favorite characters on this movie. I think this was probably my favorite movie as a kid. That and Wizard of Oz. So we're going to just go around the entire mouth with the light Hollyhock color. I didn't add any shadow to this area or the ears. And now we're going in with V09 Violet. It's a very dark purple color. And this is what we're going to use to fill in the rest of the cat. I'm just very carefully going around the areas that I colored with the lighter pinky purple color. And I'm going around the eyes very carefully as well because I don't want to make the eyes smaller than they are. And sometimes the ink can blend in and those areas that you want to use for something else will become a little smaller. So I'm just very carefully going over these areas and going around the eyes. And we're just going to color the rest of the body in with this dark purple color. And again, if you don't like the dark purple, you could always go with something else, or even blend colors together. Okay, and now we have the entire body colored. We're going to go in with Y15 cadmium yellow to highlight the eyes, and the straight black for the nose. And now you can see that the Cheshire Cat is starting to take shape. I'm going to use a very fine 0.5 black pen and go over the mouth area. And then fill in where his teeth are. And then use that pen to fill in the black area of the mouth. And we're going to create his eyes. And he's all done. Now I did add some glitter gel to that, which we will do right now. And now I added that once he was glued onto my card, but I'm just going to show you for demonstration purposes that you could add some glitter. I just thought he needed a little something extra, so I added some of the Stickles glitter gel onto him, just to give him a little shine. And he's all done. So now we're going to create the guard. And to do this, you're going to need the Games charms from Karen Burniston. You're going to need the House of Cards pop-up. You're going to need the Gnome and Santa die set. And I also used the Hearts Crosshatch die set, which is what I'm working on. I have the smallest heart that isn't cross-hatched, and I'm just drawing the guard face on. Now the guards all have sort of different faces, and you can just choose whatever face you'd like, but this is the one that I went with. And we're making a spade guard. So we've taken the smallest heart from the Hearts Crosshatch. I'm adding the face. You're going to want the spade die from the House of Cards pop-up, and that's what we're going to use under the face to make it look like a spade. You're going to want the Games charms for the body of the guard, and the Gnome and Santa die set is what's used for the little boots at the bottom. So I've drawn on the face onto the heart, and I'm just coloring this in with straight black. And now we're going to go in and color in the nose, which I used R85 Rose Red and RV42 Salmon Pink. And like I said, all these guards have different faces. If you look them up, you can pick a face. You can do whatever you wanted with these, but this is the one that I went with. Now I did start with E11 Barley Beige, and I went in with E02 Fruit Pink, but I realized that it was too dark, so I decided to go in with a lighter color, which you can see here. I've realized that, oh, this is too dark. So I'm going to switch that out, and I'm going to go with the E00 Cotton Pearl, and I'm just blending that all out. And now his face is done. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to show you just where the face is going to go, but we're going to glue that extra spade onto the back of the face, and then that turns it into a larger spade, which is what his head is. Now before we glue this on, we have to add our little decorator pieces. So this also comes with the Games Charms set, and you're going to add that on like you would a little playing card. And I'm just adding the 2 small spades, and then we will add the head on. This is probably the simplest character to make out of all of them. And you could make all of the card guards too, because the House of Cards set comes with everything you need, as well as the game charms to make any of the playing card guards. So now we're going to color in his little boots. And again, this comes from the Gnome and Santa die set. And we'll start with a straight black color, and then we'll blend in with an neutral gray. And then we'll go in with the N6, the neutral gray N6. And now let's glue those little boots on. And last but not least, we have to add his arms. So the arms come from the Mermaid and Princess die set. And I just took the head and arms die cut. I cut it out of black cardstock. I trimmed the head off. I beheaded it. It's like the Red Queen. And then cut the arms in half and then added them on to the card guard. And now he is done. So there you go. And that's how you make the little card guard. So now we're going to make the Mad Hatter. For this, you're going to need the Knight and Dragon die set, the Tiny Gnomes die set. You're going to need Tiny Accessories 1 and Tiny Accessories 2, I believe. So I'm just drawing out where I'm going to trim pieces off of the Knight die, or the Knight die cut. Because you don't need you don't need to see the gloves, and you don't need what looks like the shield helmet. So we're just trimming these little pieces off. Now, Karen Burniston's Tiny Accessories 1, 2, and 3 are great die sets if you have any of her animal or character dies. They're so good. They have all kinds of different hats and glasses and accessories, bandanas and bow ties and, patches, just all kinds of different things. So I highly recommend getting them, even if you didn't want to make these. So first we're going to draw on the nose. And then I drew in the smile lines from the nose around the mouth area. Draw in the mouth and then his teeth. Now we're putting on his eyes and his eyebrows. And then I'm going to just draw in his suit jacket. We're going to draw on the lapels of the jacket. And the pant line. So the little dots on the front make the buttons of the shirt and the buttons on his pants, which work out great. And the dots on the face, you can kind of cover up with putting in the teeth and putting in the black around the mouth area. And the hat is going to cover the 2 on his forehead, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm just going in with E11 Barley Beige and E00 Cotton Pearl to fill in the flesh color of his face and hands. And then we're going to start in on his suit, which is all green, all different colors of green. So the first part, we're going to do the jacket, which I went in with G07 Nile Green and YG25 Caledon Green. I'm just adding the shadowed areas with the darker green color. And then we'll go in with the lighter green and blend it all together. And you can see that he's already starting to take shape. And I'm just going in with the YG25 on the lapels. And now we're going to go in with the G09. Unfortunately, my marker was almost out. So it's not as, it was a little, I had to go over it a few times to. And now we're going back in with G07 and YG17. And then I realized that it needed something a little bit darker. So I also decided to come in with the G29 and then do all three colors, just to really make it pop. Now on my card, the legs and feet were hidden in behind the teacup. So if you're using it in that sort of manner, then it doesn't really matter if it doesn't look exact because it's covered up. For the shoes, I used E37, the sepia color, and E35 Chamos. And so now we're going to go in with the pen, and it's the 0.5 pen. And I'm going to highlight the nose, eyes, eyebrows, the area around his mouth, his teeth, and then I'm going to color everything in with that same pen. And then I'm going to go do the buttons, make the pant line, and we're going to go around the jacket, the lapels on his jacket. And now that his eyes are done, you can really start to see that he looks like the Mad Hatter. So the hair, when I first was trying to figure out, I was like, what am I going to use? And then I remembered the little beards from the tiny gnomes. And so this is the beards from the tiny gnomes. And I'm just going in with N4, N2, and N1. And just making his hair. And we're just giving that a quick blend. And now we're going to add the hair to the sides of his head. You could even do a mad scientist with this type of hair. So we're going to do the hat now. And this is one of the tiny accessories. And I'm just adding the hat band. And then, of course, the little card that is in his hat band. For the hat band, we are starting with the dark green color, which is G29, Pine Tree Green. And then we're going to go in with the original color, but I'm first going to add the black lines around the card and then add the 10-6. So we're using G07 and YG25 for the hat part. And just give that a good blend. And then his hat's done. So now we'll add that to his head. And see, that covers up those two little dots on the top of the die cut. And last but not least, we're going to add his bow tie. So I started with BG45 and then I realized I needed something darker. So I went in again over top of that with BG49 Duck Blue. And then took that same color the BG45 and went over that to make his bow tie. And then we'll add that on. And there you go. You have the Mad Hatter. So there's all the characters in my card. And here are the 3 characters that we created today. If you'd like to learn how to make the other characters in the Alice in Wonderland card, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you. Have a great day.